Alright buddy, welcome back to another gaming video. So we saw earlier, I had a big pickups video back about 8 or so episodes ago where I imported from Japan this game right here, Virtual Force for the Xbox 360. It's a Japanese exclusive, only came out in Japan, and this is a collector's edition. So it's a 15-year anniversary edition, and I'm pretty excited to check it out. As you can tell, I'm Virtual fans. Ever since I was back in school in my college days, there was a sports bar really close to the campus, and I'd go there every now and then. They had a Virtual arcade cabinet. I remember playing that game and playing with this twin sticks and just amazed by how well it ran, just how much fun it was. And then when I later found out that Sega Saturn had its own set of twin sticks, I was totally pumped. Years followed, Virtual Oritora Tangram came out for the Dreamcast, as we can see here. And there was a Sega Saturn Dreamcast adapter, which I picked up after I imported the Sega Saturn Twin Sticks. I got actually a pair of these, and I was able to play on both the Dreamcast and on the Sega Saturn. So I'm looking forward to trying to see if I can find a Sega Saturn to USB connector and see if it actually works with the 360, so I can give this baby a try. So looking forward to taking a look and see what's inside. Alright, a little close up of the unboxing. It's not too large as far as the box as you saw in comparison. Probably about 12-14 inches long, about 2 inches in width, and thickness as far as another 10 inches in width. So let's take a look to see. So it's a nice slip case. So pretty basic standard look. Looks like it's Cyber Troopers Virtual Force Memorial Box, 15 years of good old Virtual goodness. So some nice screenshots and a lot of text that I can't read. So, and it's a very simple looking box, sturdy. It just slips right open. Inside, here's the content. So I'm not sure what this is exactly. They look like, I'm not quite sure, some sort of rubber bouncy balls. I'm not quite sure as far as they expect people to go and bounce balls with them, so I'm not quite sure as far as they just want to have something that looks nice and collectible. So nice color. Alright, and then we have the game here, and it's a nice Virtual Force slipcase. Standard slipcase look. And then here's the case with the standard cover art. The fourth is the Force. Well, they got that from like May the 4th be with you. Or May the Force be with you when they use May 4th. Here is the manual. It looks like they did not skimp. There is, looks like a DLC code. And so the filming of this, the code would have been used, so don't even bother. And so as you can see, it looks like there is twin stick settings here. So I have not seen these before. I'm sure it's definitely a Japanese exclusive, as this did not come out in the States, the twin sticks. They usually would do that if there's like a physical release for a game, but not for digital. And that's one thing we've had for Virtual for this last generation was were digital games. So definitely a nice full color manual. Of course, most of it's in Japanese. And then we have here, looks like an insert for Border Break. I've heard a little bit about Border Break. It actually came out on the PS4 and it's in the arcades. Came out as an arcade game initially, and so I'm really curious about it. It looks, you know, a good mech game, some good mech action. Of course, I'm hoping that for the physical release, it came on the PS4. As far as there's some good, perhaps split screen action that's available, and that's also a twin stick functional. So put these back inside of the case. And the disc was in great shape. And you can see not even a fingerprint, so definitely good condition. And put it back in the slip case. Oops, actually I'll put the DLC back in here, the DLC card. Okay, we've got here a very nice art book. It chronicles the 15 years
that Virtual On's been around. And so taking a look here, of course, being that is a Japanese release, I anticipate the majority of this will be in Japanese, but certainly there's going to be some nice graphics. We take a look here at the characters. Some nice art. Looks like here may have been some different design ideas as far as some of the artwork goes for logos. So here's the Virtual On Oratorio Tangram. Definitely some nice art, nice graphics. You see that definitely that Sega put in a lot of work into it. It's really making the great game that it is. So I really wish it would have had more releases. Look at this, all the different twin sticks. So there's the twin sticks came out on the Sega Saturn. Now I don't think this got officially released in the United States. As you can tell in the graphics, the Sega Saturn logo is what they use in Japan. That's not European or North American logo. However, back in the days at Sega-Parts.com, you could actually order these. I think it was like $50 or $75 to get them. This was probably back in like 2000, 2001. However, the Dreamcast twin sticks, I never did see those. Of course, they seem like on eBay. And then here's looks like the ones from Xbox 360. It looks pretty impressive, pretty massive. And then the latest and greatest. So looks like, look at this. That looks like a really serious arcade machine right there. And then of course a more simplistic view right here. Never seen one before in the States, so I wonder if those have been imported. Not too far off, you know, decent drive, but near the Galloping Ghost arcade, which is the largest arcade in North America, perhaps even the world. So definitely some great graphics. Here's some, looks like a die-cast model. And Virtual on Mars. So one thing that's really interesting about Virtual on Mars, it's on the it's PS2. It came out in the United States and worldwide. Is that it is actually very similar to Virtual on Force. Supposedly, it's Virtual on Force with some concessions made because of the fact that, you know, perhaps wasn't as powerful to be able to do everything that was available on the, I believe it's the Hikaru arcade board, which is similar to the Naomi arcade board. It's like the big brother to it. And the Naomi, if you remember from, I'm sure a lot of you know, is essentially a beefed up Dreamcast. It's essentially a Dreamcast with extra memory. So definitely, it's nice to be able to see the compare and contrast. So I look forward to finding this out. Certainly as far as the fact that this game is an Xbox 360 game, the graphics we expect to be a lot nicer and neater in comparison to a PS2 game. But as far as I look forward to seeing what concessions were made and how much it held up, considering it was a prior generation beforehand when it came out. So, yeah, here's the art book. Looks like some interviews. It's a very nice art book. And one big surprise, official soundtrack. So this is, looks like it's not even open, or if it was sealed back. 6-disc soundtrack. So looks like this one's Operation Moongate, which would be the soundtrack I assume to the original Virtual On. Then there's Oratorio Tangram, this one, and two discs for disc 2 and 3. And Virtual On Force takes up disc 4 and 5. And Virtual On Virtual On Mars is disc 6. So this is quite an impressive package, I gotta say, as far as for collector's editions goes. A great art book with lots of information. Grant can't read it. Of course, the rubber bouncy balls, not quite sure, but they fit nicely in the box. Definitely good packaging. Definitely a great game. I mean, just to be honest with you, if you're importing, if you have Amazon Prime, or if you're saying this importing from Amazon of Japan, I mean, it's very comparable to what you pay just for vanilla version of the game. So if you like good game music and Virtual On has it, you know, that's a no-brainer. I would definitely say go out there and import it. So I look forward to giving it a try. When I was stationed in Japan, I was able to pick up a Japanese Xbox 360 probably about 7-8 years ago for probably about $80 or so. I mean, the Xbox is not a Xbox brand is not a popular brand. X is essentially means no, and so by default is kind of automatically rejected.
Alrighty, so what do you think? I thought it was a pretty great collection. Certainly from my research, it looks like it definitely was between the $100 to $150 range. Certainly when you think about import costs and everything else, I feel pretty excited about being able to pick this up, many years later, but for a fraction of cost, for about $30 plus shipping, the shipping was under $10. So I thought it was a fantastic collection. I look forward to trying a few things out. Now, I didn't mention that there were twin sticks that came out for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. I'm not sure necessarily if they were made by Sega. They may have been made by another corporation, but they look similarly to the ones from Sega that came out on the Sega Saturn as well as the Dreamcast. But it's all black, looks like a bigger, heavier, more industrial finish to it. But I want to try to see if there's adapters out there, perhaps, that you can use. For instance, a Sega Saturn controller adapter to USB and see if that plugs into the Xbox 360. So I know that I'm sure there's going to be more Virtual On goodness coming down the road. I know there has been talk about a PlayStation 4 collection that has the first 3 games. There is the spin-off combined series, a certain magical Virtual On game for PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation 4. So definitely look forward to trying some of those out down the road, as well as the additional other games similar in the same vein that may be made by Sega, just because how to make a pretty good mech game. It's only too bad we don't see more of them. Well, this is Kermit the Gaming Hermit. Hopefully you liked what you saw. If you did, please subscribe. If you are a big Virtual On fan or got some comments, please go ahead and post them. And if you want to get more notifications for future videos, go and click the bell. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.